have a right perspective. Look at the big picture. And how do you do that? Number your days. Lord, make me to know my ends and what is the measure of my days. Measure your days. Show me, O Lord, my life's end and the number of my days. Let me know how fleeting is my life. When you are aware of just how many days you live on earth, then you will develop that heart of wisdom. Then you will act wisely. Right? Yes. When I look at it, if I take male living up to age 75 and a female up to age 50, and I am a male, so statistically I will live up to 75, and this year I'm 53, I have only 22 years more to go, times 365. That's all I have, brothers and sisters. 8,030 days for me. I only have 8,030 days left in my life. But wait a minute. I don't even have a guarantee of even one day more to live. In fact, the Bible tells us not to count on tomorrow, because tomorrow may not come to you or for me. All we have is right now. So our time on earth is limited. And because it's limited, it's very valuable. And because it's very valuable, Paul admonished us to walk circumspectly. Make the most of every opportunity. That's what he meant, right? Yes, make the most of every opportunity. It's not the quantity of days that you have on earth, but more of the quality of it. How you make the most of it is what Apostle Paul is admonishing us. Right? Yes, we have eternal life. True. Right stretched up to heaven. But we are talking about our lifespan on earth while we were here. Make the full most of it. Ephesians 5:15-16. Yes. There are 4 things that never return. So goes a proverb. The spoken word. The sped arrow. Of course, in our modern time, the sped bullet. Right? Our past lives. Okay? How much you yearn for your young days or school days is past. Let bygones be bygones. Whatever successes or mistakes that we make, let bygones be bygones. And the last but not least is the forsaken opportunity. Opportunity is there and you don't grab it, you lose it. And Paul admonished us to make the most of it. Right. Paul tells us why we need to redeem the time. Because the days are evil. Why do we make the most of every opportunity? Because the days are evil. In Paul's time, right? Yes, there was this impending persecution. As a matter of fact, Rome was burnt down in AD 64. Okay, very soon after the establishment of the church. Right? And Nero put the blame on all Christians, okay, for burning Rome. And there was this persecutions all over. So, evil days were coming when Paul wrote this epistle. Okay. But what about our time? Even our time, Jesus mentioned that Satan is a robber, is a thief. Right? And one of the things that Satan tried to rob from us is our time. Because time is a very precious possession. Okay? You may think that we lose nothing, but actually it's our time that Satan robbed us. Right? Just think of the time that is wasted in sinning. Think of the times wasted in the bars. Right? Think of the times that we wasted in gambling, casinos, okay? In shadow affairs. Okay? Think of the time that we wasted in gossiping, in spreading rumors. And think of the times that we we also wasted in worrying, okay, about consequences of the sins that we have done, okay, we have committed. Indeed, Satan is a thief and a robber. He will rob of our time, okay, and our energy. He saps us. Okay. But it is not just sin that make demands of our time. Sometimes, even good things make demands of our time. Good, noble, intentional things can also rob us of our precious time. Right? Remember the story of Martha, Mary, and Lazarus? One day, Jesus went to their home and he sat down to teach. And Mary was sitting at his feet, just soaking every word that came from Jesus' mouth. And here was recorded in Luke chapter 10, verses 40 to 42. But Martha was distracted with much serving. And she approached him and said, Lord, do you not care that my sister had left me to serve alone? Therefore, tell her to help me. You see, Martha was busy with the kitchen trying to make a meal and serve everybody. But Mary didn't help in the kitchen. She sat down and listened to every word that Jesus spoke. But this is what Jesus replied in verse 41. And Jesus answered and said to her, Martha, Martha, you are worried and troubled about many things. But one thing is needed. One Malaysia. And Mary has chosen that good part, which will not be taken away from her. Yes, one thing is needed at that point in time. And Mary has chosen that good part. Mary has made a wise choice, given that circumstances, and which will not be taken away from her. Yes, what do we learn from this episode? We learn that Mary has chosen what is the better, and it will not be taken away. Now, look at it, brothers and sisters. Was Martha committing a sin by fixing a meal in the kitchen? No, not at all. Of course not. But here is the problem. She was so preoccupied with what she was doing that she didn't realize that God was in her living room. And that's the same mistake that you and I can make every day. We can get so caught up in the here and the now that we fail to deal with the eternal, the things that will last forever and ever. We were so busy, but we forgot. We were so busy with the temporal that we left out the eternal things. So here's a lesson that we learned from Martha. She was so busy with meal in the kitchen that she forgot to sit with God, who is in her living room, which is more important. Mary chose the right decision. And this is what we learn. Alright? In fact, there was this one medical doctor who wrote a book, and he was talking about the major maladies of our time. One of the top killers of our time is anxiety and stress. And it's overload. Okay? And he says that people are just plain overloaded. Okay? You are worried and troubled about many things. Luke 10:41.